Interestingly enough, man, like my sort of path to session playing is unique. Like I actually wasn't planning on ever being a session player. I was coming more from a writer producer standpoint. When I graduated college, I started a studio on Music Row and was just doing production and writing 100 songs plus a year for 3 years straight. But
Wow.
in that time, I was building demos early on, like in 2008, 2009. I would do a lot of the demos for songs I was writing on and with other writers that I worked with. And people started hearing there like, hey man, can I get you to come play keys on some of my stuff? Like, so I had a couple writers that would ask me to come play keyboards on their sessions. And of course, I'm the young kid that nobody knows anything about with all these heavy hitter session musicians, but somehow I my way through, or I made it through those and got called back. And so I kind of shifted into being a full-time session player, I guess, in about 2011, 2012. So it was a 4 to 5 year stint after college where I was just sort of figuring out who I was, what I was doing. I always was involved with studio. Like that's always been a love of mine. Even when I was back home in South Carolina, I worked playing sessions. Although I didn't really know anything about sessions, I just would get called to come into the studio to play keyboards on
Oh,
stuff,
wow.
some CCM records and stuff like that were happening there. Had a guy that was near my hometown that helped me a lot because he had a home studio and he taught me a lot of things about that. But I was more interested actually in just being an engineer and a producer and that sort of thing. But I think that shaped me as a player and made me a better player because I was listening to things maybe a little bit differently.